Hello, Louisiana Beer Reviews. This is a duo review of Desert Daydream Hazy IPA. This is the last of the four peaks of Arizona.
I would just like to make an observation before we get started. We were trying to read everything on the can, and because of the color scheme and their choice of putting white font on this, it's very hard to read. But we did find out this has wheat in it, and that's going to set the bar right there for me.
White, yeah, white color, not a font, white color on
orange. Yeah.
So it's from Tempe, Arizona. This was sent to me by Mo. Thank you, Mo.
Yeah, thanks, Mo. Appreciate it. Not knowing Mo or anything, but
yeah, it's hard to read white on orange. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and it's so small. Did I not really think that we're looking for stuff like this? I don't know why you did that.
It was something was dripping down the side.
Well, I didn't need you to do that. I'm not a child. Make sure you fill yours all the way up. Keep on going. Stop. Yeah, you can get it going.
You want that wheat? Cream of wheat?
That cream of wheat's for you.
Okay, so Tempe, Arizona. Oh man, look. No joke. Look at what's happening.
Man, I got ripped off, man.
No,
I got ripped off.
Look at the lava lamp. You see all that gunk going down? There really was sediment. It's like a gray cloud. And yours doesn't have that.
Not mine.
No, so the swish and pour worked on this one. Going to help my insides out. Not help them up, help them out.
Help?
Probably be.
I would call it help.
Probably be sleeping tonight like.
Yeah, that's what wheat does. Wheat will definitely do that to your system. It will tear it up.
All right, I'm not sensitive.
All right, kids, here we go. This is looking like if you tried to model a beer after a lemon meringue pie, that's what you'd get here. This is kind of a light haze yellow to whitish yellow straw color, and still getting a solid kind of a
white head, and it's
about
extremely
an inch foamy white head is dissipating.
It's extremely cloudy.
Yeah. Cheers. Oh man, I got ripped off. It doesn't smell bad.
No.
It smells like orange. It smells like an orange. It smells like a fresh orange, like if you rip the top of an orange open, like if you're peeling like a navel orange, and you get that burst of orange oil coming off of the peel.
Right, but this is not a flavored beer.
That's what it smells like. Well, I'm just telling you what it smells like to me.
And all of these companies out there are doing this desert theme thing, like Shiner with their Desert Mirage and Desert Haze and all of that with the brew hub brews. All right, it's bready. It's nothing like the last one we had, the Space Dust, which was so vegetative and the hoppiness. You know, it was just like you're smelling hop cones.
Getting on this.
This is like wheat puree. All right.
Here's what it is. Cheers.
Taste. Cheers.
Thanks, Mo.
Okay. It's not really hoppy.
No. This is an IPA.
That's what it says.
That's what the label said. You get an initial like slight hoppiness, and then it's dead.
Yeah, it's just mostly, it's more like a grain beer.
Yeah, it's
than
very
a hop
grainy.
beer. You get your barley malt and your wheat, which that's the only grains. I mean, they're not going to be adding corn or rice, but although I guess they could, but I seriously doubt that. But
I taste a little corn in it. Or maybe that's just like you said, in the mixed dough of grains.
Yeah, it's sort of like a multi-grain. I think I said this in the video I did solo review. It could have been a different beer. I was saying it tastes like old people cereal, like grape nuts or Special K. It does taste like old people cereal, but when you buy an IPA, is that what you want it to taste like? Old people cereal? They always have it on the very top shelf because no children are going to beg for it anyway. They put the funny clown and funny animal cereals on the bottom shelf so the little kids will cry for it, right?
Right.
you about this one. The body's high medium, so it's got some fullness in the mouthfeel like you get with wheat, like wheat puffs.
Yeah, you're definitely getting the wheat off of it. Wheat and I don't know.
Bitterness is very low.
It is really low for 6.7 or 6.5?
5, yeah. Yeah, this is doesn't really taste like an India Pale Ale.
I'm glad I got to. It doesn't even taste like a pale ale.
No, it tastes like
India Pale
sort
Ale.
of like a wheat. Yeah, I don't know what it tastes like.
It's like a light wheat. Now, if this was introduced and you dropped IPA off the label, and you said, "Here's this really light wheat beer that we cranked up with some alcohol and put it out there," and I mean, it would taste good. Now, if this was a light wheat beer, meaning light body with high alcohol, that's what I'm getting. Mislabeled. Go ahead, and all right.
Okay, so yeah, this one is weird. How do you score it?
Well, it's gonna get a D. It missed the mark. It's not even an IPA. Missed the mark. Sorry, it's not an IPA.
D. Yikes.
It's not an IPA. I didn't say it was a bad beer.
Hey, you remember when
But it's
Bell's?
not an IPA.
You remember when Bell's Two Hearted was sold as Bell's Two Hearted Ale,
Yeah.
and then they decided about 5 years ago, oh no, it's Bell's Two Hearted India Pale Ale.
Right.
I'm like,
but it's always tasted like an Indian Pale Ale.
Yeah, so
even Dale's.
It should have.
Dale's Pale Ale.
Yeah, it doesn't really taste like
A lot of people say Dale's Pale Ale is the Indian Pale Ale in disguise.
It is.
Even
really.
Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale tastes like an Indian Pale Ale.
Tastes more IPA than a lot of so-called IPAs such as this one.
Oh, now, Dale's Sierra Nevada Pale Ales would crush this.
Yeah, there's no
Crush.
doubt about it. You wouldn't even need to bother doing
You
a
might
blind taste.
want to contact either one of those companies and say, hey, we would like some of the notes that you threw away on how to make a pale ale, and start making a pale ale first.
Okay, so I don't think it's bad. You know, a D is bad. It's just bad. It is sort of mislabeled though. It's more like a wheat.
You know that's
right?
why I gave it a D, because it is mislabeled. This is not an IPA. It's not even a pale ale.
Yeah, it's
It's a wheat beer.
I'm having trouble scoring it too, but I'm gonna give it like a B, 83.
I don't know why.
I'm gonna give it an 83. It's good. You asked me, is that a good beer? I'd say, yeah, it's a good beer, 83, but.
But it's not an IPA. I'm tired of these companies lying about their beers. They lie about the classification of beers just to sell them. This is not an IPA. Sorry, kids.
So what number? Like a 68 or a 65 or?
Yeah, something like that. I'll give it because it's not a bad beer. I would have to give it like a 68 or 69. But because you mislabeled it and called it an IPA, which is a total farce, you get a low score and a low grade.
Okay, so there you go.
It's kind of like when you turn that paper into the teacher and you plagiarized and you got caught.
That's really bad.
But your paper was good. Your paper was really good.
So you didn't write it.
Yeah, you got a D because you turned it in on time. Right. I don't know, man. You know, I struggle with this series of beers, and you know, it's no reflection on you, Mo. I appreciate you sending them in. Let's go ahead and try them. Man. It's very appreciative. But this series of beers is just.
Kind of.
I mean, who makes wheat beers and calls them IPAs?
Now, one thing I never mentioned until we finish now, because we've done 5 of them from Four Peaks. I didn't mention this, but I'll mention it now that we're finished.
If they make like a stout or a porter or something.
Yes, and we don't get them. They have like 13% stouts, and we do not get that.
I would like
we
to
don't
try
get any
one of
of that.
those. We could probably give those favorable grades because those are probably rock solid beers.
Of course, we don't get any of their beers. But anyway, he had to send this to me. One thing I will mention, a few years ago, Four Peaks Brewing was bought out by Anheuser-Busch. So it's actually...
well, there you go.
It's
Bought out by the evil empire.
all right. It's an Anheuser-Busch owned company.
Oh Lord, here we go. A and B. It's not even Anheuser-Busch. It's AB InBev. They're all over the place.
Well, wait a minute. before we go crazy, we just did Elysian Space Dust, which we both scored 95 out of 100, and that's owned by Anheuser-Busch. So
Well, it was an IPA. It still tasted like it was an IPA. This does not.
No.
So you got to grate for what it is. You got to stick within the style.
I agree with that.
Unfortunately, it seems like that's all we're getting is IPAs. Or
It's really
beers
depressing.
that are labeled IPAs. Or you get these fruity cereal things that they throw IPAs on. Man, they're just throwing IPA on everything.
Yeah, and it's killing
And so now you have to experiment with a style. It's like the big mystery styles out of the IPA can.
Hey, I'll tell you one quick story. There's a guy I work with, and he only drinks Bud Light. That's like, to him, the greatest beer in the world. Okay, so he
I know
only drinks.
somebody that's like that.
That's all he drinks. I said, okay. I said, hey.
I know several people who are like that.
I told him, I said, George, would you like to try this India Pale Ale? Well, he doesn't know what that is. He didn't even ask. Oh yeah, you could bring it over. So I went to his house across town. He popped the can open. It was High Life, and he was going like, I say, stop. Pour it in a glass. Because he just drinks out the can. And he said, all right. So he got a glass, he poured it. And so he just starts drinking it. And I was telling him, now remember, this is like 65 IBUs, it's going to be very bitter. You're used to Bud Light. And he's just started drinking it. Like he's drinking Bud Light. He's like, oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. So like 5 minutes later, that wasn't bad. I was like, well, it just goes to show you, he didn't have to be trained to like craft beer. He just drank one and he liked it. See?
He did have to be trained to put it in a
In a
drinking
glass.
vessel.
Yeah, but then he
Pulls out the can.
was saying at work the next week or later that week at work, he says, yeah, talking about me. He said it was going to be so bitter, but I didn't find it was too bitter. I thought it wasn't bad, you know. So that was his.
Maybe some people are inclined to having things that aren't bitter
Okay.
or bitter.
Yeah, so he liked it. All right. So anyway, laissez les bon temps relais, but maybe not with this beer. And so we just do what we can. We try to give honest scores, and we're going to end it by saying,
You know, I challenge this company 4Ps, man. Why don't y'all just put something out that have wheat in it?
yeah, because we had 5 out of 5.
A lot of people are wheat sensitive to things.
We had 5 out of 5.
And like I said before we started, it's like, oh, that's going to set the bar right there. It says wheat.
I know, that's why I had to mention it. And y'all go to Tempe, Arizona, and visit the Four Peaks Brewery.
I don't even think they